time for Grizz Beat, a full-court press of highlights, insights, and debate around the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Tune in each week on the latest conversations with regional and national insiders locked in on the Grizzlies. Running point from Grind City Media Studios, our host, Jason Smith.
Welcome to Grizz Beat. I am your host, Jason Smith of 929 FM ESPN. Happy to be back after a holiday break and even happier to be coming back off a big win last night for the Memphis Grizzlies. Huge win for where they were, having lost 4 in a row, 17 in a row at home to teams with a winning record, and they get the 106-105 win in dramatic fashion over the San Antonio Spurs. So excited to talk about today. Cam Spencer's performance down the stretch. A lot to get to. Was a great next man up effort for the Memphis Grizzlies last night, and they'll probably need that again. Maybe reinforcements on the way tonight against Phoenix. It is another game day edition of Grizz Beat, so make sure you've got those notifications set and that you're joining us every Wednesday at 3 p.m. the rest of the way for the latest intel, exclusive interviews, and opinions you're not going to hear anywhere else. And now let me introduce you to the panel that's the author of those opinions. To my left is the underground king of Memphis sports media. He is the great Anthony Sane, host of the Anthony Sane Show, airing live every weekday on Bluff City Media. Saying that felt important last night for all involved, but particularly for the fans and the players.
Yeah, good game last night. Big win. My guy Killer Cam did his thing. Jacques Landale, had big minutes as well. Big game, big game.
Reserves playing key roles in
Vince
closing
Williams,
it out there
Vince
down
Williams,
the stretch. Vince Williams was fantastic, especially from 3. We're going to talk all about. Next to Sane is the man we call the Guru. He's senior editor, contributor, analyst, and the hardest working man at Grind City Media, Michael Wallace. You were there last night, charged up, wasn't it?
Hey, the atmosphere had to be fantastic for the game, the way that game finished. The Grizzlies did what they needed to do, and they played with that heart, man. That was one of those throwback, grit, grind, all heart type efforts that it took. And hopefully, man, they can carry that momentum into the arena tonight.
Yep, and they got rewarded for busting their tails with the win. That's what was so good to see. Couldn't agree with you more. And via Zoom, Stephanie Reddy joins us as she's been kind enough to do all season long as our national NBA contributor. She's covered the NBA for more than 2 decades. So grateful to have her, and it's especially nice after a Grizzlies win. Stephanie, how are you?
I'm so glad to be here. I'm great. How are you guys doing?
Better, because we've got you this week.
Right.
That's our panel for this week's show. We've got the multi-talented CJ Hurt behind the glass, keeping us in line and on time as always, and a hard-working staff behind the scenes that we are grateful for. And now on to our starting 5. It's where we start every Wednesday, the top 5 storylines surrounding the Memphis Grizzlies, who, as we mentioned, take down the San Antonio Spurs and Victor Wembanyama 106-105 here at FedEx Forum last night. Michael, you start us off.
Yeah.
Where does last night's win stack up in terms of season wins? And then talk about it tonight. Obviously, Ja Morant, we're hopeful for. You're right back at it tonight against Phoenix. Give us the update.
Hey, you're right back at it tonight. The Grizzlies didn't go through shoot-around because it's the second night of a back-to-back. The Phoenix Suns did have shoot-around, so I'll get to their shoot-around in a minute. But when you're the Memphis Grizzlies, this is important. Like, it was an important win to start a very important homestand. 4 games in, 6 nights before you get on the plane on Sunday to go over to Europe, right? 2 games over there in Germany and London. But with this team and what Tuomas Isolo talked about last night is, look, I'm going to list off all the guys that were out of uniform. And he did. He went through the whole list. And then he said the guys that are in uniform gave me everything they had, essentially. And that's what the Grizzlies are going to have to do if they're going to climb their way back in the new year to get to 500 and maybe better. They blew 2 chances in December to get there. Now they have another chance right now. But the latest on the team right now, injury report just came out about 30 minutes ago. Jaren Jackson Jr. has been added to the injury report, but he's probable with the illness. So if he's probable, he's probably going to get some rest.
Hope so.
Take some Tylenol and some NyQuil and be out there on the court. He needs to be back out there, absolutely. Or whatever that concoction, that purple drink that Anthony's saying be cooking up over there. Questionable Santi Aldama, Ja Morant, and Vince Williams. Santi's added to the injury report with some ankle soreness. But again, being questionable, we'll see how it feels going into warm-ups and everything tonight. Hopefully, Ja Morant can make it back. He's been on questionable for 4 games, 3 games now. And hopefully he can get back out there. If not tonight, then certainly Friday against Oklahoma City. And we know the guys that are still out. Cedric Howard's still out, Brandon Clark, Zach Edey, Ty Jerome, Conchar, Meshack is with the two-way hustle, and then Scottie Pippen Jr. But having said all of that, you know who's not going to have any sympathy or mercy for the Grizzlies tonight? His name is Dillon Brooks.
Yeah, we know him well.
Dillon Brooks had nothing but great things to say about the Grizzlies in his time in Memphis. I had a chance to catch up with him earlier at Sun Shootaround, and they are one of the most surprising, productive teams in the NBA. Yep. Sitting up there, I think they've won 6 out of their last 8 coming into tonight's game, and they're coming off that loss in Houston, close loss. But Dillon Brooks is looking forward to revisiting some old fans and seeing his old former team. Take a listen. In this building, I mean, obviously you played in Houston, so it's kind of one team removed, but this is where it all kind of started for you. What are some of your memories about playing here and growing into an NBA player here?
Playoffs, whoop that trick for sure. Some of the guys are still here, some of the staff are still here, so I always stay in contact. But it's the fans. Memphis fans they're different from everybody else. The way they cheer, the way they support the team in all ways. So those are my memories for sure.
You certainly have had an impact on this Phoenix team since you've been here. How much is sort of your game and your imprint now that you're a veteran? How much has that sort of impacted this team as you've gone through this season?
Just the way I play, I feel like smash mouth grittiness. I feel everybody adopted it and, bringing in their own game. Our defense is great. Wish it could be a little higher, but, just our defense, our rebounding, and, our smash mouth, just not taking nothing from nobody. Not listening to the noise that surrounds the politics or the media, what they say about us.
All right, Dillon Brooks, man. You know what I appreciate? I appreciate his acknowledgement of how much his time in Memphis meant to him, right? Mm-hmm. And because with the way it ended, you'd wondered if his time in Memphis had been something, that maybe he didn't want to acknowledge of what it meant for him in terms of his formative years. But I've always got that respect for Dillon. I'll be rooting against him tonight, obviously, against the Phoenix Suns. All of us will. But even with the way it ended, I've always had a healthy respect for Dillon and for the way that he does it. Stephanie, you've got the next one here in our starting 5. Grizzlies currently sitting at 16-20 after the win last night over the San Antonio Spurs. It's still 10th in the West, not where they wanted to be at this point, certainly, and it hasn't helped that they've been one of the league's most injury-riddled teams this season. Michael just got done going down the list. What's the national perception? This is where we come to you, of where this organization is right now as the injuries have continued to mount.
Yeah, I think when you look at the big picture of the NBA, the Memphis Grizzlies is more of an afterthought at this point. When you start to think about who's winning, who's in contention, who's close to being in contention, the Grizzlies are outside of that group, right? So I think from a big picture perspective, that's where they are. The reason why they do come to mind is because they do have Ja Morant. They do have Jaren Jackson Jr., stars that are household names, especially Ja Morant, that even the casual NBA fan is looking forward to watching play. So with the injuries that this team has had, it has been really unfortunate. And I'm glad Michael brought up what Isolo said post-game, because I actually took note of that too. He listed 9 guys that are not dressed. And they're not just end-of-the-bench guys. I mean, you're talking about Ja Morant and Zach Edey are in that group of 9 that did not play in the last game. So even though they're out, they're still fighting. They're still playing hard. They're buying in, is what it appears to be doing, that they're doing to Isolo's plan. And those are all good things. So when you take a deeper dive looking at the Grizzlies, you've got great respect for what they've accomplished, considering what they have on the table. And then you have sort of an anticipation of hope. Like maybe they can turn things around if they can get bodies back on the floor.
Just getting bodies back, and it seems like one's been pulled. You get a couple back, and one gets pulled away. That's obviously the latest with Ja Morant, but I agree with you, Stephanie. There's still a lot of hope there if you could get everybody on the court at the same time in terms of what this vision could turn out to be. Saying you got the next one. They needed guys to step up last night, and Cam Spencer obviously was a monster. 21, 8, and 8. And I think maybe the most impressive thing was 0 turnovers as he closed out that game with 5 straight points. Question for you, is Cam Spencer, never thought I'd be saying these words, right, now one of the 5 most important Grizzlies?
Yeah, I mean, when you think about a guy who was on a 2-way contract last year, and there were legit conversations coming into this season of why is Cam Spencer not on a 2-way again? Like, why is he as valuable as scarce as roster spots are? Why did we give a deal to him? How soon are we going to regret that, right? And he's turned into a guy where I'm looking at this question before y'all ask it to me, and I'm like, that looks crazy on the screen, But the answer to that question is yes, he is.
But right now, it's true.
Because if you're talking about, there are 4 guys on this team that are clearly your 4 dudes. When you do your posters, your ads, your campaigns, whatever you're doing, it's 4 guys. It's Ja, Jaren, Edie, and our new rookie, Cedric Coward. Those are the guys that you'll put out in front. The new core 4, whatever you want to do, right? Like, those are going to be the guys. But outside of them, as far as, like, being important, I think it's Cam because, like, this has been a crazy season. Like we said, we've had, like, 9 guys out the other night, and there's been so many. There hasn't been a game where there hasn't been at least 3 or 4 rotation players out at the same time, right? So in a season like this where we've had all these disappointments, we had trauma, drama, and whatever else rhyme with trauma, mama, whatever, llamas, whatever, everything, anything you think of, it's happened, right? But all the things that have happened this year, Cam Spencer, the way he's been able to shoot the ball, the grittiness he has, the edge he plays with, the dude's a lunatic on the court. Like, you look at him like, man, what is wrong with that dude? Like, the pictures you see of him getting here before the security gets here, and he's, imagine coming to the FedEx Forum and you just trying to, set up for whatever you got to do for the night, and Cam Spencer's getting up shots in the gym. You know what I mean? Like, that's insane, bro. Like, all these things about him, he's made the season fun. He's made us still care about the year, regardless of all the crazy things that have happened. He's definitely been a bright light of the season. Like, and like I said, even now as I'm saying this, it sounds so crazy to say that Cam Spencer is a top 5 player as far as importance on the team, but he has been. He's been so much a bright light for the season. So I think, I have to say it. Yeah, it's crazy, but it's true.
Couldn't agree with you more. A better version of Luke Kennard, maybe, or 2.0.
By a mile, ain't no 2 point nothing. By a mile, he's better than.
Love the way he's cleaned it up when he's on ball. Sure. No turnovers last night in that spot. Question 4 of the starting 5s for our entire panel. Ja's already missed 18 games this season. He's obviously, we're hoping he'll be out there against Phoenix tonight. But he's already out of the running, obviously, in terms of NBA awards and the 65-game threshold to earn them. Here's the question for the group, and Stephanie, I want you to start. Is his disqualification from the awards more an indictment of Ja's availability issues or the NBA's criteria for winning the awards?
It's such a great question, specifically when you're talking about Ja Morant. And the short answer is both. But let's start with the NBA's criteria first, because we are facing a postseason award season where we will have megastars that are ineligible to win any awards. So that shines a bright light on what the NBA's criteria is for winning postseason awards. Now, we understand why they instituted these rules. We get it. They didn't want people to load manage or rest excessively. They wanted the superstars to play on the road in front of fans. We get the intent of the rule. Unfortunately, when a player has an injury, it only takes one that could disqualify them for being in the running for a postseason award. And that's really unfortunate, because now you have a situation where, and I'm asking this to the group, do we now have a situation where postseason awards could have asterisks next to their names because X was out, Y was out, Z was out. They were all ineligible, so this guy won the award. And it's unfortunate because the winner then looks sometimes like they may not have deserved to win that award. When you have mega stars, when you have people like Ja Morant, when you have people like Jokic out, and they can't even be in the running, it's problematic in my opinion. Okay, so that's the big picture with the NBA. The reason why I say it also reflects negatively on Ja Morant is because it forces the fan to reflect back on some of the reasons why Ja may have missed those games. And that instantly puts you back in the frame of mind of suspensions and fines and things that happened that were under the control of Ja. I'm not talking about injuries that may have affected it. Now, obviously this year he's been hurt, but when you look at years past and the reasons why he's missed games, it's unfortunate that that is going to be one of the things that the fans think about when they see, oh, he's ineligible for these postseason awards.
Stephanie, great points. I went and looked it up. Wembanyama's missed 14. I think Giannis Antetokounmpo's missed 14 games as well. And so some of those stars, like you're saying, are about to be, and probably we can already assume going to be out of the running. Saying where you come down on this.
Man, not too many NBA subjects grind my gears like this conversation. It is absolutely ridiculous that this rule exists to me. I don't understand the logic of it. If we just gonna be real, it was done. It was the Joel Embiid petty rule. They made this rule because of Joel Embiid, and that's the only reason why they did it, right? And it is totally backfired on them, and it's working totally against what they thought it would do. These guys are getting – it's not a lot of games, first of all. If you're missing that many – 65 games. You're playing 65 games in the season. You're playing a lot of games, especially with the way the guys have had a lot of injuries these days. And I think the spirit of it, the nature of it, whatever they were intended is not happening. Because what happens is I think that the criteria is stupid because guys should be able to – guys are going to vote. People are going to vote in these awards. And they're going to take those things into consideration anyway. Right. Like, don't take that voting power away from guys. If I think that Luka's had a heck of a year in 64 games or Wemby's been an absolute monster on defense in 64 games, why could I not vote for him? Like, that whole part, taking the voting taking the discretion away from the voters, to me, it's absolutely crazy. And it's going to mess with guys' money in a positive way and in a negative way. It puts – Jaren Jackson Jr. in a supermax contract conversation because so many guys are out. And it's going to be the same thing this year because the top guys don't qualify for these All-NBA awards. There are guys who are going to qualify for it. Now you're a team, okay, now I got to pay this dude a supermax contract just because of a rule, a 65-game rule. And I think it's a horrible thing that they're doing. And I'm hoping there's a way they can do away with it soon.
Michael, you got the final word on this one.
I think going back to the original question, I think it's more of a reflection on Ja. But at the same rate, the NBA does need to revisit the criteria.
We all agree the criteria.
So we all agree on that.
Okay.
Now, I'll start with Ja Morant because Ja has never put himself in position to even be debated to be able to do it. He
valid
just hasn't.
Point. Very valid
He's been
point.
All-NBA one time. That was his second year in the league. He was third team All-NBA. Right. And we thought that was going to be the first of many. But he hasn't been available for it's not even close. We're January 7th today, and he's already 2 games over the limit, right?
18 out of 36.
That's what I'm saying. So that says more about, okay, this year is this, last year was that, the year before that it was a suspension. Every year it's something that's not even giving him the runway to qualify for these things, and that's going to cost him money. Ja Morant, as a superstar, is already the biggest discount in the NBA because he's not going to be paid at the highest level that he can be paid at. So that's one thing right there. The second thing is this. The NBA needs to revisit the criteria for the things that Saint said. I don't agree that contracts should be tied to these votings when certain guys are eliminated from the top of it, right? You're third team All-NBA, and you don't deserve to be there, but 12 guys didn't qualify. That's one thing. The other thing, though, I will say this in the NBA's defense. This wasn't just created because guys were playing. It was created because guys were being injury managed, injury maintenance, load management, and all those kind of things. I have yet, to the league's credit, I have yet to see somebody robbed of All-NBA, Defensive Player of the Year, or whatever, because of the 65-game limit. Everybody who's won these awards so far, the main ones, have deserved it.
We'll see it this year, though.
Right, Wemby should be up for something, right? I mean, he's missed 14.
But if Wemby misses 30 games, how valuable is he? Because if that costs the Spurs 2 or 3 or 4 seeds, I mean, yes, his value is what it is. Right. But does that mean that if Shai Gilgeous-Alexander plays the whole way through and they finish number 1, Cade Cunningham plays the whole way through and they finish, you know what I'm saying? Yep. So at a certain point, Jokic is going to be the question. It's not going to be anybody else but Jokic because we know how much he means to Denver and he can win that award every single year.
Great points by all involved there. Our final question here in the starting 5 is for the entire group as well. Sitting at 10th in the West, like we mentioned, I think it's 7.5 games out of the top 6. What value is there in the Grizzlies making the play-in? Saying, I think I know where you'll come down on this. You start us off.
It depends on what's going on at the time. Like, at the end of the season, if we looking good, and you got Ja, Jaren, Edie, Ty Jerome back, you looking good, guys are healthy, they're rolling, they got some chemistry. Let's go for it. Let's see what we look like, in the play-in and the playoffs. But if we're just kind of hanging around, man, you still got guys out, I say, hit the get up out of here button, whatever that looks like, like the abandoned ship button, you know what I mean? So I definitely see both sides of it. I think it totally depends on how we're looking, chemistry-wise, health-wise, all those things.
Is Saint right, Michael?
I mean, if Ja and Jaren are here, if they're here, meaning still on the roster, beyond the trade deadline, and if they're still available to play, you play it out because your fans deserve to see this team competing for something at the end of the season. And you also need that to evaluate. If they're here and you're still 10th or barely scratching play-in, then maybe you got to reevaluate the value of what they're bringing to the table, right? Yeah. So if you're in the play-in, respect it, go ahead and play. Now, having said that, there's certainly some incentive for slipping just out of it in a draft. That's the way this draft is coming up, shaping up so far as well, too.
More value in a play-in, Stephanie, for the Grizzlies than in dropping out in getting into the lottery and taking the chance?
Yes, I disagree with both of the gentlemen, respectfully. I am a firm believer in winning and competing all the time, especially when you have a team that does not have a history of winning. You have a new coach, you have players in and out of the lineup. Winning is of the utmost importance. I know that basketball is a business in the NBA and they are there to make money, right? With ticket sales, jersey sales, ad sales, all of those things. But the crux of what we do in sports is you want to compete to win. So I feel like if you're in a position to fight to get into the play-in, then that's what you should do. It is the culture build. That is the value of being in the play-in. You're trying to learn how to compete day in and day out, just like we saw. 9 guys out last night, they pulled out the victory. That is a skill that you have to learn. It's not just wake up one morning and now I'm a winner. You have to figure out how to do it. Competing, winning, chemistry, all of those things are values that you add when you're in the play-in. And I get the whole thing about, well, if we slip down, maybe we get a better draft pick. But I don't believe in that because I feel like you're trying to build for your future and send messages to your locker room. So if the message from above is we're going to tank, we're not going to try to win because we're hoping, fingers crossed, that we get a good draft pick and hope, fingers crossed, that this draft pick pans out. What are you saying to the guys that are already here? I say we fight, we win, we do the best we can, and we build on that. And then next year, good things will start to happen.
Typically, Stephanie, I'm 100% with you. I think most of me is here. I would just throw back at you. Was it more productive for Memphis, for its culture, to get swept by OKC last year, or for the team that actually lost to it in the play-in, the Dallas Mavericks? You know, they lose, they're in the 11th spot. I know I'm not saying if the Grizzlies would jump to 1, but you think about future and you think about what they got out of it and what that has done for fans. Now a future with Cooper Flagg, I mean, that's something you can get behind, and a new culture in many ways.
Yes, but let's just be real. First of all, Cooper Flagg is not in every draft. That's the first thing. And then secondly, just because you're in the lottery doesn't mean you're going to get that pick. So sure, if you want to gamble, I'm not a gambling woman. I believe in building what you have, developing what you have, and doing things the right way. And then eventually you'll end up where you're supposed to be.
I respect it, and we can tell you are not a gambling, not gonna be a woman who gambles. And now
that's why Stephanie, she could be my coach any day, right? Because of that kind of mentality, man. I get it.
Culture's so important.
I get it. I get, especially a culture that hasn't been established yet. We still don't know what this culture is.
We don't have one.
That's what I'm saying. We ain't got one. Just go out and make one in the draft.
Getting a little closer to the other side than he's been.
No, I'm just saying, if it's looking shaky, man, I say hit the button. And you ain't gotta be all out tank. Just say, hey, coach, you know that little strange stuff you be doing? Just throw it.
Well, if you're 10, if you're 10, you ain't gotta try to lose. You've been losing, right? You've been losing a lot anyway, right? So chances are you're gonna back your way no matter what. But yeah, good point though.
Could be a conversation we've got to revisit at some point. Hopefully, it's just gonna get a heck of a lot better as they get guys back. Hopefully, Ja Morant starting that tonight, back on the floor against Phoenix. Now to the highlights. Our best dunk, dime, and defensive player, where each week our panel is going to vote on the best assembled highlights. It's what we do. This week it's Rookie Appreciation Week, as we'll focus on the top plays from the league's top rookies. Hopefully it's going to include some Cedric Coward. I hated that we lost him recently, but looks like that's going to be relatively minor, hopefully. Let's start with best dunk.
Ace Bailey over Keontae George, but I have reconsidered. The committee has met. Okay. Bailey?
Ace Bailey stays in this.
Oklahoma City a few years ago was never winning.
Oh, easy.
All right, you got two big-time rookie dunkers there with Bailey and Edgecombe. We will start with you saying which one's better.
Oh, VJ. You know what I'm saying? A little shorter guy, a little bit more compact package. Is always going to look better. Tomahawk pullback. Yeah, I like the violence on that VJ joint, man.
It's a smooth answer. He's with VJ. Who you with, Stephanie?
I agree. I wasn't going to go with the short, compact package. But I do like that he is strong and aggressive, and I always like that. It sends a message to the offense. and it gets your team hyped. So I'm also going with that dunk.
Y'all act like VJ like 6'1", isn't he? We 6'5",
6'4", 6'5".
6'5". Okay, on that one. Are they right, Michael Watt?
No, they're not right. No, they're not right.
right.
VJ had 3 steps and a whole bunch of momentum going into a lane that opened wide up for him. He better dunk that, right? Now, my man Bailey came from the other side, reversed it
More
Sean
dunk
Kemp
contest
style off of one bounce and one step. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it to the rookie from Utah.
Jay Huffish.
Hey man, Jay Huffish.
Come on, Jay Huffish ain't doing that kind of reverse dunk.
He does. Jay Huff can do it lightweight. But I'm outvoted, but I'm gonna cast my ballot right there for Ace Bailey.
I think both of these guys, along with Cedric Howard, could be in a dunk contest. And that's probably one that I would watch. Let's go now to best dime.
Get it on the rim.
Oh yeah, I see this one. Boom.
There's a Cedric Howard. All right, we got Cedric Howard in one of these. Is it the best one, Saint?
I don't even know what the other pass was. I ain't see nothing special about it. Yeah, Coward won. That's good. I ain't see nothing clean about it. You watch it again. No, man, that's all right. I mean, I seen that in middle school. No, Coward.
Yeah. We've seen that Coward highlight before.
Yeah,
it's an incredible one, and we want to give our rookie an award here. Stephanie, can we give it to Coward on this one?
I would say that lob for the dunk is very elementary. He is right. Same is right. I mean, it was a good pass. It was on the money, but it was not spectacular. I thought the pass in traffic was really impressive.
Yeah. Generic entry pass is what we're saying about that. Now, there's no way you can go against this one.
And I'm not. But what I will do is I'm going to call out our director and our co-producer, our co-talent evaluator. Darnell Brady set this up so it could be a Coward sweep. Right? Like he tanked on my man Dillon Harper throwing the lob over there to his teammate in San Antonio. So that's on Darnell Brady right there. He wanted to make sure we voted a sweep for Cedric Howard. It's Cedric Howard.
I ain't mad at you, Darnell. I like getting Cedric something here. All right, let's move to best defensive play.
5 boards and 4 assists against New Orleans on Monday.
Ooh.
Damn.
2:22 left up ahead. Brandon Williams.
Ooh, give me both of them.
Too nasty.
My God, the short package.
Gosh, I don't know.
Which one's the better one here, son?
Man, I'm a short package guy, man. Y'all like me right?
You proudly saying that, huh? You proudly saying that.
My guy VJ, hey, get it to him.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive again for the size. We've seen them both now in dunk and block. Stephanie, which one's better?
Man, I mean, that's a tough one. They're both very good. But there's something about that, the extension in the first one that I like, because you can see like it is almost going straight to the rim and he somehow deflects it out. So I'm going to go with the first play. Tough one though.
It is a tough one. I'm trying to see, does Edgecombe touch it twice? He blocks it twice.
Yeah. It does look like he touched it twice. Now I'm seeing that.
Both hands.
That is impressive.
Oh, yeah. Michael, which way are you going on this?
Been better if he kept it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Cooper Flagg, and here's the reason why. Cooper Flagg jumped almost to the top of the backboard right there, top of the box, top of the square, right?
His head.
And the fact that he did it against Devin Booker in that situation, so he's blocking a shot of a perennial all-star who's a superstar in this league. So I'm gonna give it to the rookie #1 pick on that one.
All right, those are the highlights for this week. When we come back, we'll put the confidence meter on our panelists. Will the Grizzlies have at least 2 players representing them at All-Star Weekend? We'll ask that question and see where our panel's confidence level is. And will Detroit and OKC, the current #1 seeds, obviously in the East and West, hold on to their #1 spots? Keep it locked. This is Grizz Beat on Grind City Media.
It's gonna be food.
Support your Grizzlies by voting for them to the 2026 All-Star Game.
Oh, Edie with the big swat on the deck, floats it up, off the glass and in. Cedric Power, yes sir!
Vote now by going to Grizzlies.com/All-Star.
Watching the Grizzlies is easy with FanDuel Sports Network. If you have cable or satellite, you're all set. Find us on your channel lineup. You can also use your TV provider login to watch games on the FanDuel Sports Network app. No cable or satellite? Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network online You can also watch on Prime Video by adding a FanDuel Sports Network subscription. Not sure where to start? Visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com to learn more.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
Jeff Dunham. You're the other white meat. How can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're half of it. I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Grizz fans, don't miss the next great Grizzlies giveaway. Classic Edition Super Grizz bobbleheads will be given to the first 5,000 fans who enter FedEx Forum Friday, January 9th when the Grizzlies take on the Oklahoma City Thunder, presented by Sissy's Log Cabin. Plus one bobblehead will unlock the ultimate prize, a diamond, sapphire, and white gold necklace valued at $3,995. How about that? Great seats are still available. Visit grizzlies.com/tickets today and get in on this offer. Welcome back to Grizz Beat. It's now confidence meter time. Time to measure our confidence, our panel's confidence level, belief level on three key topics. We'll start here. The Grizzlies are currently 16-20. We've said, Sane, how confident are you that this team will finish at least 500 this season?
Jason, I feel like it's gonna be me against the world on this one, man. But with that being said, I'm gonna channel the spirit of my guy, the legendary Jarvis Grill, man. I need that positivity, bro. I'm not gonna say I'm very confident, but I'm not gonna sit here and say we're gonna have a losing record either. I'm gonna take y'all back, like Jarvis Grill. I'm gonna take y'all back in history to the 2010-2011 season when the Grizzlies did not make 500 until late January. It's a season kind of looked like this one. I hope it go down like that, because if not, I'm gonna look crazy. But I think we can do it, man. I don't really know what this based off of.
Hey, you got to pick one, man. The thing is swinging.
Confident, man.
The thing is swinging.
I'm confident. I'm confident, but it ain't very confident.
Got to stop the
I'm confident, but it ain't very
swinging.
confident, man. Hey, we gonna get some health, man. We gonna get Edie back. Have a nice little run. Ty Jerome gonna have us rolling. We gonna get this thing back to 500, man.
Sounds like a man whose confidence has been rattled a little bit on that.
Start yelling at me, man.
Stephanie, not sure what you think here. I think I know. Sane's confidence come down a little bit. Stephanie, where are you at? Are they going to finish above 500, under?
100. And it's kind of close because obviously there's still a lot of games left to play. But when I actually looked closely at it, it was hard to say that they could get to 500 because they have 46 games left. So they'd have to go 25-21. That sounds doable, right, on the surface. But then when you dive deeper and you look at it, the top 6 teams in the West in the conference, they play 11 of those games. Top 6 in the East, 6 of those games. And then 14 combined games for East and West, the play-in bracket area, right? So that means they'd have to win 31 of the 46 games they have left are against teams that are in the top 10 in the East and West Conference. So that's the reason why I'm not very confident, because I think it is a tough hill to climb.
And we know the Grizzlies, we've seen it. It was a 17-game home losing streak to teams with winning records that they snapped last night. They've struggled against those teams again this season. Michael, we'll go to you. What's your confidence level they'll finish at least 500?
Well, Stephanie went to the past. To the data and to the future, right? Anthony went to the past like a decade or two ago. I'm going to go just to last month. You had 4 chances to get to 2 chances to get to 500 against the Washington Wizards, and you couldn't do it, including once on your own home. The Wizards got the worst record in the league. I'm not confident. I want to be confident, but I'm not confident. I had this team at the beginning of the season, even before all the health stuff, even with a relatively healthy team, I had them at 43-39. So I had them at 4 games above 500, middle of the pack in the West. And what I'm seeing right now is not a team that is capable of getting itself over the hump. We will see. I'm not confident, but hey, we still got a lot of season left.
All right. Stephanie, what is your confidence level that the Grizzlies will have multiple players, so at least 2, representing the team at All-Star Weekend?
Gosh, I feel like Debbie Downer on this one, but I'm not confident. I'm sorry, guys. First, okay, you look at it, the question, it says All-Star Weekend. So that opens up a lot more possibilities. Unfortunately, I think with their win-loss record, that's going to limit their entries into the actual All-Star game. And especially because we don't even know if health is going to be an issue right now. Jaren Jackson Jr. has been playing. His availability has been great. Ja Morant, not so much, right? So maybe you could get 1 in the All-Star game, but because of the win-loss record, I think you're getting down on the possibility of not having any in the actual All-Star game. So then that leads you to the other activities. I think the best chance they have is that Rising Stars game. When you look at the rookie, obviously, Coward, I suspect he would be in that game. But then when you look at the sophomores, Jalen Wells, there's a possibility there, but Zach Edey's only played in 11 games. Cam Spencer is ranked kind of towards the bottom of the sophomore group. So I'm not very confident that they'll have at least 2.
How about you, Michael, between the rookie, sophomore, and the skills challenges?
I listening to Stephanie, man, I'm confident, right? I'm confident because I think, I feel pretty certain that Calvert will get into the rookie, sophomore.
Right.
And I feel like my second guy is I think Jaren will qualify for All-Star. I think at his numbers, he will be one of these guys, depending on how the injuries line up in the West. He could be a guy because, again, Anthony Davis, Nikola Jokic, Victor Wembanyama. There's going to be some guys that are surefire all-stars who may not be able to play. So Jaren can get called up as an injury replacement possibly. But even beyond that, man, I think it's going to be hard to deny Cam Spencer a shot at the three-point contest because he's first or second in three-point shooting right now. And if the NBA gets to a gimmick where they allow brothers to do it, you get Cam and Pat going up against Seth and Steph and some other brothers combinations. The Champagny brothers can do it as well too. So I think I'm confident that it can happen.
Okay. So Wallace, obviously more confident than Stephanie on this one. Saying you have the last word. How confident are you they'll have at least 2 at All-Star Weekend?
I think I'm very confident on this one. I don't see how Mike said all that and said he ain't very confident, but
I'm confident. Confident is enough.
I'm very confident on it. Say's going to get in for sure. Out of Wells, Spencer, or out of Wells and Spencer, one of those 2 are going to get into the rookie sophomore, I believe. 3-point competition. I did not think about the Champagny brothers at all, but that would have been a nice addition for that. I think Cam is going to get in the 3-point contest, and I could see a dark horse, Cedric Coward. I'm trying to live out my Michael Jordan arc and do the slam dunk contest. I can see that.
So you're very confident that they're going to get 2.
I think out of those things, I think 2 of them are going to happen.
He's the most confident of you.
And Jaren ain't going to be an all-star, though. I don't know about them.
That one shocked me. That felt like a call your shot. Real bold prediction there.
Look at his numbers, though. Look at his numbers, man. They're going to be close as an injury replacement. It'll be close.
But you got guys like LeBron who probably shouldn't play, who are going to play, and
Yeah, but you also got so many others who won't, though. That's what I'm saying. Like the way the injuries are now, we just talked about it with the way guys are not reaching that 65. Like most of those guys are in the West.
But they ain't got nothing to do with All-Star, though. They still.
Yeah, you got to have all-stars coming from the East and the West. That's how the voting goes.
No, I'm saying they ain't got nothing to do with the injury threshold. They can play now. They're going to play.
No. What I'm saying is that if they're going to be injured and miss games,
I got you.
Like Jokic is not there right now.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm with you, brother. I'm with you.
Finally, Michael, you're going to lead us on this one. What's your confidence level that Detroit and OKC, the current 1 seeds in the East and the West, will hold on to those 1 spots for the playoffs? Just saw the Pistons dust off my Knicks at home the other night. How confident are you these 2 are going to hold on?
I'm not confident, and right now Detroit is holding a 3.5 game lead over the Knicks at 2, and Oklahoma City's holding a 4.5 game lead over San Antonio, which just lost right here to Memphis. I'm more confident in OKC than I am in Detroit. I think they'll slip. Somebody can catch them, especially with all the trade chatter going around in the East. Something's going to happen where a team can jump up and try to get Detroit. They're not going to fall too far, but I'm just not confident that I can say right now on January 7th that both of these teams will be number 1 coming into the season.
Stephanie, how confident are you that these two will hold on to their 1 spots?
I'm confident. And it's funny because I took note too, Michael, of how far ahead they were from the number 2 seed, both teams. I think that at this point, we're almost at the halfway point in terms of how many games they have played. They're getting right there, close to 41 games played, and they both have single-digit losses. So I think that they have established that they're winners. I think that the players on that team understand what's at stake. Everyone knows if you're the number 1 seed in the end, you have the distinct advantage because now you've got home court throughout. I think that they both will be number 1 at the end.
Yeah, I'm very confident. I think those two teams, as far as regular season wins, I think they'll continue to go there or whatever. I think especially with Detroit, I think they're trying to, solidify to get into the top seed. I think they want to be in a team, they lost to the Knicks in the playoffs last year. So I think they want to make sure they're ahead of them in the standings. So I think the standings matter to them. So I think they're going to, maintain that thing. And then with, like Stephanie was saying earlier, as far as the Grizzlies making the 500, the more games you play, the harder it is to close that gap, between those 4 games or whatever. So I think the Knicks do hold on over there. And not really. I could see somebody passing even San Antonio. I think Mike was saying that too. But I think OKC is going to still hang to number 1 in the West as well.
All right. Now on to 24-second shot clock validation, where each of our panelists is going to have 24 seconds to make his or her best case on a topic before that horn goes off. This week's topic, tell you what, this one was tough. This is a tough question, at least it was for me. Looking back on the past year, the biggest thing we learned about the Grizzlies in 2025, so the whole calendar year, and obviously this can go back into last season. Y'all want to put me on the clock?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
On the clock.
All right. Go ahead and put the 24 on. I don't know if I can keep it to 24, but I'll do my best. This was hard for me, like I said. Let's start off. All right. Biggest thing I learned about the Grizzlies in 2025 is now how hard for me it is to trust Ja Morant. Before 2025, I trusted him unequivocally. Even through the mistakes, I believed he was the best thing for this franchise. He would mature. I believed in the star power, him making players around him better. This year, in a year that he needed to be on the floor and play more, went way over. It's 18 of 36. And at a time where you were hoping he would rewrite the narrative, it hasn't happened. And so biggest thing I've learned is it's harder for me to trust Ja Morant as the franchise leader. I know that went way over, and that is not the exercise.
Come on, man.
That was
not
deep,
48-second validation.
Y'all are the ones. I needed to get that off my chest.
That was deep, yeah.
All right, Anthony, show me how it's done. You've done this before.
That's what I do,
24, keep it in the 24. You got it.
Let's get it. First one to 26, man. To me, even though we love guys like John and Jaren, I think it's been extremely disappointing to see how the lack of leadership and how these guys have not really stepped up to the plate. And the fact that we see a guy like Zach Edey who comes in, the guy who struggled last year, the fact that we got him in this year and we see how much better this team is with him added to those guys, it's kind of disappointing to me.
Okay. All right.
That's what I do, man.
Way to get it done for the Bucks. You're showing me how it's done. I got to keep practicing, man. And I got a lot of work to do. Went 48 seconds. All right, Stephanie, you are up next. You've been good at this all the way through. 24 on the board. It's all yours.
The thing I learned about the Grizzlies is they're resilient. They've had so many injuries. They have so much fight in them. And it harkens back to the grit and grind days of the past. They're trying to pull that out of themselves. I'm seeing them buy in to what Coach Isolo is preaching. That is all good. So we'll see what happens. I don't feel confident that they're going to turn that into a lot of wins, but it is the building blocks for their future.
She nailed it.
Yeah, she nailed it.
And I love the resilience answer, especially after last night's win, where you saw those role players closing out. All right, Michael, you got the final effort on this. 24 seconds on the board. Your call.
Here we go. All right, listen, what I learned most about the Grizzlies in 2025 is that the benefit of the doubt is no longer in play for this team. And this goes back not just to this 2025 part of the season, but going back to a year ago this time. A year ago this time, this team was second in the West. And then ever since February, they've been tankering. They've been cratering all the way down the stretch. The benefit of the doubt is out the window. It's time to hard reevaluations right now.
A little bit over, but yeah, we'll take it.
I think that tankering threw him off a little, rattled him a little bit. Usually he's too smooth. Great job by everybody involved there. No, Michael, I'm with you. This issue with Ja Morant, you'd certainly hope that, that's the word we've been using, hoping it's all going to sort of work itself out. Maybe at some point
hoping with injuries, hoping with Jaren, hoping that the coaching situation gets right. At the end of the day,
when is it misplaced
evaluate what's been on in front of you.
Right.
And at some point, you have to do that. I'll leave it on this, man. Here's the thing. I was talking to somebody the other night. Do you know how long the grit and grind era lasted? 7 years.
Yeah.
7 years. You know where we are right now in the Ja and Jaren era?
Yeah,
7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still hoping that we can turn a page with this. Mm-hmm. By this point, the grit and grind era was over. Yeah. Now, granted, those guys were older.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When they started their prime.
They came in at like 29.
These guys came in a lot younger. But at the end of the day, man,
it is what it is.
It's benefit of the doubt time is up.
It's looking tankerous, man. Looking tankerous.
Michael, that is some serious perspective right there. The
He's the
7-year
guru.
window, that's
Yeah.
putting
why
it
he's
right
the
there
guru.
in your face. Yep.
Yep. When we come back, we're going to take a look at Michael's top 10 international cities he'd want to watch an NBA game in, with the Grizzlies getting set to travel to Europe for the NBA Berlin game and the NBA London game. And we'll keep it locked. This is Grizz Beat on Grind City Media.
For the Grizzlies, the holiday season is about so much more than basketball. It's a time to show care, spread joy, and stand with our community. This November and December, the Grizzlies spread warmth and hope through our season of giving. Now, let's take a look back at the lives we touched. We tipped things off on November 21st as Grizz fam partnered with the Salvation Army to serve Thanksgiving dinner at the Purdue Center of Hope. More than 80 women and children came together for a night of great food, cookie decorating, and colorful crafts. On November 30th, Grizz Shop Local gave fans the chance to support over 40 small businesses from across Memphis. Together, we celebrated community, creativity, and the spirit of shopping local.
Small businesses are the lifeline of any city, and we as the Grizzlies recognize that and understand that and want to be able to support them.
On December 2nd, the Grizz girls delivered winter coats, hats, and gloves to Operation Warm Hearts, helping Memphis Shelby County school students stay warm this season. The Salvation Army's Angel Tree program brings the magic of Christmas to thousands of underserved children and seniors. This season, Grizz fam and Grizzlies employees adopted 48 angel trees, ensuring gifts for those in need. On December 9th, the Grizz girls joined the fun, loading up the Salvation Army truck with gifts for delivery.
I'm following you, brother. Where we going?
On December 13th, Cedric Coward joined Streets Ministries to share holiday cheer, greeting families, and placing baskets filled with seasonal essentials into their cars.
Y'all enjoy. It's huge for me because it reminds me back home when I was a young kid doing this with my grandmother. Everybody should have a special holiday, no matter who you are. Everybody should be able to do what they want and when they want to, and honestly receive a lot of things because it's the season of giving.
On December 18th, Brandon Clark hosted a holiday pizza party for 40 youth from the Buckman Boys and Girls Club of Memphis.
You want pepperoni?
The youth enjoyed food, holiday games, swag bags, and surprise gifts.
You know, I've been very lucky in my life, been very blessed to be able to have the things I have. To be able to give back is huge. It really just means so much to me. I really want to see these kids do well. I really want to see the city do well. So it feels good to kind of like do my part in that.
What up, everybody? How you doing? I'm Cedric, if you did not know. I'm supposed to serve y'all as well. If y'all need anything, let me know.
On December 19th, the Memphis Grizzlies players and coaches welcomed 250 guests to FedEx Forum for a holiday feast.
I'm out here just cooking these greens. You know, I made these myself with a little bit of help with the chef, but other than that, it was all me. So being able to give these greens out to the people, it feels good.
I'm keeping this water right here. Don't tell nobody though, but I'm keeping that water right there.
Guests enjoyed a delicious dinner served by the team, festive crafts and activities, and photos with Grizz.
It means a lot just to see smiles on everyone's face during Christmas time, during holiday time. Everyone's really excited, a lot of energy in the building.
I look forward to just seeing people happy, you know, and enjoying themselves and like just enjoying the time, you know, and that's real big for me.
On December 20th, the Grizzlies welcomed a new Habitat for Humanity homeowner and celebrated their milestone with a custom Grizzlies wreath. The house was built with the help of Grizzlies legends, players, volunteers, and fans during Grizz Take Action Day of Service, presented by UniFirst in September. In total, 3 homes were built.
We believe in sweat equity, rolling up our sleeves, being active community members.
That's definitely a good thing that, you know, the Grizzlies always like to give back to the community. Me coming from a small town, we didn't necessarily have people or organizations that will always give back. So for the Grizz to be able to take some type of action, you know, it's always a good thing.
Hi, Ashlyn. We have some goodies for you.
On On December 23rd, the Grizz girls delivered Season of Giving swag bags to families in the hospital, bringing a little holiday cheer to those undergoing treatment.
Go Grizz!
Throughout the Season of Giving, 4 players and 1 coach adopted a total of 20 families, creating unforgettable experiences at Grizzlies home games. Guests enjoyed exclusive pregame access to shoot-around, met players for photos and autographs, and watched the game from a private suite filled with food thanks to Levy Cares, and received wonderful holiday gifts.
I got a Bobby card!
This year's Season of Giving was a special time for the Grizzlies to come together and make a difference in the Mid-South. Together, we delivered 700 Season of Giving swag bags, supported 24 organizations, clubs, and schools, touched more than 8,000 lives. Thank you to everyone who helped spread holiday cheer this season.
Join the Grizzlies every Sunday this season for Sunday Family Fun Days. It's a steal at just $35 and includes a ticket to the game, a $10 food voucher, post-game free throws on the court, and a photo with mascot Grizz. The next game for this unique experience your family won't soon forget is January 11th when the Grizzlies take on the Brooklyn Nets at 2:30 p.m. Go to grizzlies.com/Sunday to buy your tickets today. Welcome back to Grizz Beat, and now a look at the guru, Michael Wallace's top 10 international cities he'd want to watch an NBA game in. This, of course, comes with the Grizzlies getting set to play 2 games in Europe versus Orlando. Michael, I hand it over to you.
Hey, man, well, listen, I've been blessed enough to just get off a conference call before this show with the NBA as we get ready for next week's trip. You know, it's a 9-day trip over to Germany and then London. It's going to be an exciting time, absolutely a thrilling time that the Grizzlies will get a chance to play 2 games over there. So I came up with my list. What are some of the other international cities that I would love to go see an NBA game take place? And number 10, I'm going to go from the bottom of my list, but we can go ahead and show the whole list, but I'm going to go bottom up right here. Vancouver, because that's where it all started for this franchise, in Vancouver. I wish I was covering the league at the time when the Vancouver Grizzlies were there because I hear it's a beautiful place just as a city. And watching the NBA game there, taking the team back to the roots would mean a lot. Tokyo, Japan. Right, that's a big-time place for basketball.
Yeah,
basketball is growing there. We had Yuta Watanabe here.
That's right.
With the Grizzlies a few years ago, and he talked a lot about how much the NBA means there. Barcelona, Spain, goes back to Big Spain, Marc Gasol. Right, it would have been great to go see a game in Spain with Marc, who actually owns a franchise, a pro basketball franchise in Spain these days.
Got to take it back to Pau Gasol, man.
Yeah, Pau Gasol too, man. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The Olympics were there several years ago, and the Miami Heat had a chance to go down there and hold training camp and a preseason game. I didn't make that trip, so that one still remains on my bucket list from my time there. London, England. I did go there in 2008. I had a chance to do the NBA games in 2008, and I went to London and Paris, actually opening season for the O2 Arena where the Grizzlies will be playing at next week. I actually talked to Jay-Z. He was part owner of the Nets. The Heat were playing the Nets. I interviewed Jay-Z at O2 Arena right as it was opening that season. Berlin, I'll be there next week. I'm coming for you, Berlin. Paris, we just talked about that. Shanghai, I love coastal China. I want to explore coastal China. That's part of my list. Sydney, Australia, the land down under. Jock Landale, coming for you, baby. That's a shout out to you. And number 1, and I forgot to do this, but number 1 is Johannesburg, South Africa. About 12 years ago now, I had a chance to go. I didn't make the trip, but ESPN was going to send me to cover the first NBA Africa game. Chris Paul was a part of that game, and the Jordan brand, the Jordan brand created a shoe for the NBA Africa inaugural game. I actually have those shoes on right now. So as soon as you guys give me your list, I'm going to show you the shoe that was created for me to go. I didn't make the trip. I had a family obligation. But Johannesburg, South Africa is number 1 on my list.
You mentioned, I love your list. You mentioned Jay-Z, the fact that you got to talk to him. I remember the lyrics to a Jay-Z song that said, Peanuts in L.A. and then Bubbling in Dublin. And I know that I think it's the Aer Lingus Classic in Dublin, Ireland. They're drawing 45,000, 50,000 a year for a college football game. So in terms of facilities and everything else, I think Dublin's going to have it. Always heard it's beautiful. I don't have any Irish ties or anything like that, but Dublin, bubbling in Dublin to an NBA game sounds pretty good to me. Stephanie Reddy, where's your spot?
First of all, Michael, I loved your list. I would love to go to all of those cities, so I totally agree. But the one city that I thought would be amazing because the NBA is a winter sport, I would love to see an NBA game being played in Reykjavik, Iceland, because the Northern Lights are amazing there. They have black sand beaches right on the water. So when you go to try and see the Northern Lights at night with the black sand and the water right there, I mean, the pictures are amazing. And it's my bucket list. I've seen the Northern Lights in Alaska, never in Iceland. It's right during the right time of year for the NBA schedule. I think it'd be perfect. And before anybody says anything about how cold it is, I'm just going to remind you that in the NBA, we have cities that it actually gets colder than, like Minneapolis. It's really cold in Toronto. So we have cold cities that we play NBA games in. I think Iceland would be awesome.
Gorgeous. Yeah. Absolutely gorgeous would be.
No question.
Same?
Well, I'm not as world traveled as
me either, as these two.
As these two are. I'm still trying to plan a trip to catch the train in New Orleans to catch the Pelicans game.
Trying to get out North Memphis.
Right, I was trying to get to Chicago or something. But with that being said, I had to lean to my wife, who has done some world traveling, and I asked her what she would suggest. She said Kingston, Jamaica. I don't have anything to say other than some stuff I probably can't talk about on this show. But I really think that she's just trying to get some mud rubbed on about some locals.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think that's really what she on. He just want me to tell you the truth.
The
Kingston, Jamaica, man.
He texted me when he told me he was talking to the missus about it. And he was like, hold on, you trying to get one of them mud baths from one of them dudes rubbing on you?
I don't want to do that.
Let me find out.
It was all good,
Julia
man.
Sane?
No, man, Sane just recently got married, and we can tell she's already influencing you, man. Even in the show, brother. It's coming over into your professional work.
Yeah, get her to Jamaica, man. Make sure you go with her, though.
I'm going with her.
You got to go with her. You got to go.
Love Jamaica.
Here's the shoe right here, man. If we can line this up. It's the Chris Paul CP3 NBA Africa shoe that Nike and Jordan Brand created for that inaugural game. They sent me my pair. Wow. We were all supposed to have them on coming off the plane. I didn't make the trip, but they still got my pair. And this was 2009. So that's what, 16 years old?
Yep.
I've probably worn these shoes like 4 times, and I wanted to bring them into today's show. So
they're absolutely gorgeous.
Yep.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Red, black, and green, man. Colors of
Africa. There you go. Now let's run some pick and roll like we always do, where our panelists are going to pick one of 2 options and explain why they're going to roll with it. This week's question: bigger Grizzlies villain, Dillon Brooks, the man we'll see tonight, used to be with us, now he's with the Phoenix Suns, or Draymond Green? Dillon, like we mentioned, obviously back tonight for the Suns. Stephanie, we'll start with you. Bigger Grizz villain?
I went with Draymond Green. They both are villainous, but Draymond has what the Grizzlies want in terms of championships, defensive player of the year, all of the accolades Draymond Green has in his closet. Dillon Brooks is still kind of scrapping and clawing to get there as the Grizzlies are. So I feel like the contention is probably a little bit stiffer when you look at Draymond Green.
Of Stephanie's answer, saying she right?
Man, I love NBA villains. I'm riding with Draymond too. Draymond just an easy dude to hate, man. Then you got times where he's like tried to hurt dudes, and Brandon Clark, and he was doing whoop that trick with the crowd. But I like villains though. Like I don't take villains personal. Like you hear some people who say, "Oh, I'll never cheer for." No, I will cheer for that dude. We can hoop. I want him on my team. Like I'm not that dude at all. But Dillon's still my guy, man. Like he was, we drafted him. That was our man. Like Dillon was a big part of what we were doing in the past. I'm gonna be in my feelings a little bit tonight, man. Seeing my boy out there.
Yeah.
But when Draymond come, I'm ready to boot. You know what I'm saying? But both of those guys are villains that I enjoy rooting against. But it ain't personal against neither one of them. But Draymond is easily just a more dastardly dude, man.
2 Draymond answers, Michael. Is it a third for you?
It's not a third for me, and the reason why is what Anthony Sane just alluded to. The Dillon thing is personal. Right, he's gonna rip your heart out because you want to root for him, and you remember what it was like when he made you a tougher team.
He knows we got feelings.
He raised these guys. He was the vet to Jaren and Ja when he was here. Right, he coached. I mean, he was like the mentor for Desmond Bane as well. He knows whoop that trick. He knows what buttons to push to make you feel like, man, he got away. He was the girl. He's the girl that got away because he's doing a lot better now in his next relationship than you are in your current one right now. So that's what makes it personal.
I like your case. I think the answer is Draymond, but I love your case about Dillon Brooks. It is a little bit more personal there. We'll wrap up this week's edition of the show with a look ahead for the Grizzlies this week, and then a call your shot with our panelists tonight. Obviously, we've talked about it. Big one against Phoenix. Be great to take down another team with a winning record on Friday, January 9th. They'll take on the defending champs OKC, which just lost to Charlotte. And now all of a sudden, Doesn't look like it's going to be breaking any NBA regular season records for pretty much ruled that out already. And then Sunday, January 11th, the Grizzlies will take on the Brooklyn Nets before departing, as Michael told us, for Europe. And now call your shot. One bold prediction from each of our panelists about this upcoming stretch of games. Stephanie, you start us off.
I'm going with they are going to hold the other villain, Dillon Brooks, to a season low. He will score in single digits. He has not done that yet this season. And he will foul out of that game because he's so frustrated.
I like how specific you are that he's going to foul out as well. Love that prediction. Michael Wallace, you got the next one.
Hey, look, I'm gonna go middle. I'm gonna go next here because Anthony Sane is the Nostradamus when it comes to this.
He has been.
So I'm gonna let him have the final word. But the Grizzlies will end their 15-game losing streak to the Oklahoma City Thunder on Friday. Charlotte Hornets showed something. It's time for the Grizzlies to end that too.
Sign me up, man.
All right, Anthony Sane-Stradamus.
I'm gonna do something light this week, man. I don't want y'all to think I'm out here predicting the future out here, man. So I'm gonna just give y'all something slight. I don't want folks blowing me up thinking I got some money for them. But no, we're going to do this right here, man. My guy Cam Spencer had a good game the other night, but his shooting still he ain't been shooting the ball crazy like he was, a few weeks ago. He going to get that back to above 45% this year. Book it, write it with a sharp.
All right, 3 bold predictions. I will take them all. That's our show for this week. Thank you to our panelists, Anthony Sane, of course, Stephanie Reddy, and Michael Wallace. Thanks as well to CJ Hurt, like we always do, and our wonderful team here at Grind City Media. Make sure you tune in a couple of hours for the warm-up show. That'll be followed by the FanDuel Sports Network pregame show at 6:30, tip at 7 on FanDuel Sports Network Southeast. For our entire Grizz Beat team, I'm Jason. Keep grinding.
He was in this game.
2009?
Yep, he was in that game. He was in that game. If he wasn't,
CJ, thank you. Stephanie, thank you.
I remember that joint, though.
But,
Thank you, guys.
Great
Appreciate
stuff.
it. It was good to see everybody.
Thanks, Stephanie. We appreciate it.
Yes.
Take care. See you guys.
Mike, I don't know if you can make it out with a Saturday.